Okay, I am back as I left. I just agreed to retrieve Neptune's trident from the sharks, and this is where I am. Obviously, this is a whole new area or avenue of the game that's just not available, not part of the original. This is a whole new side quest, so to speak.
Sinewy seaweed. This kind of plant would not. This underwater realm belongs to the Sharkies. The water drops noticeably in temperature as you This fish swim around, blissfully unaware that they are in danger of being caught and consumed. There is no way you could catch a fish with your bare hand. It is very
Yeah, that was successful.
You saw a Sharky in the sea. He quickly made a meal of thee. Your speech. This underwater sinewy seaweed. This is the main entrance to the Sharkies' fortress. Judging by the looks of things, simply entering in this underwater realm belongs. This sin. This. This underwater realm. These small luminescent fish are you can't. There is nothing of interest. You need. There is nothing. There is. You sluggishly attempt to grab some of the small fish in your palm. However, they easily evade you by zipping around your head. There is no. There is. You can't.
I don't know if I have anything else that could actually hold them.
You can't.
I need to find a bottle somewhere. Maybe. Yay!
You saw a Sharky in the sea. He Debris from a wrecked vessel lies strewn and half buried on the seabed. Seeing no remains of the debris from you need to get. Examining the heavily waterlogged remnants of the vessel, you notice an old antique bottle half buried in the sand.
Hey, now I have a bottle.
Debris from. You don't. You don't. These small. You can't. You can't use. The bottle already has. You remove the claw. You can't use. You can't. You place the empty bottle on the seabed close. The fish don't. You take. Nothing. 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 You need to. This dark green. You lean over and pick some of the grass. You stuff the. Dink. You place the bait. A few of the glowing. You take the.
Never know when that's going to be useful.
This.
That was too long.
Maybe a frontal approach wasn't. This is. This underwater realm belongs to the shark.
I'm just sort of guessing.
It appears to be another part. This underwater.
So the fish is going in there.
Having noticed the fish moving suspiciously in and out of the rock wall. The western wall is but an illusion. You.
Oops. It pretty much feels...
A large opaque shell seemingly blocks it.
It doesn't look like much of a maze.
You can't budge the shell. Either it opens from the other side. The shell door Luckily, there's no secret password You can't. A large opaque shell. You can't but. You can't. A large. Your
Let me see if I can use the sword to budge that shell. You slide your blade through a small gap in the door and pull with all your might. It is difficult handling your weapon underwater. As you open the door, ample light floods into the underwater cave, and you'd never. You remount. You think it wise. Oh no, the seahorse has followed you. You are safely concealed behind the remnants of a stone archway. This is fortunate, as the king of the Sharkies is also here.
I do not understand it. Is it not written that Trident's power can only be wielded well?
The king's aides nod.
And do I not possess the grit? No one can best. My resolve is unshakable. No amount of bleeding can dissuade me from slaughter. Does this not signify that
the Sharky king's aides seem all
Then why does it?
You watch carefully as the Sharky king taps 4 shells in order around the arch.
It matters. Tomorrow we invade the Mer people's territory. Goodwill.
As he leaves, the shark. The Sharky guards are menacing in appearance, and you imagine they could do you a fair amount of damage if they were so inclined. And you believe.
I don't know if I was supposed to write down the rocks that were hit.
The remains of human bones litter the throne room. The remains. The shark. Your trusty sea. A sea. Having an idea, you approach. Look at him go. You push on the shell. You were never any good with this sort of thing at school. You dismount the door.
Let's try this again.
Oh no, the sea. You are safely.
Is it not well?
The key.
And no, why does
The shark.
then?
You watch carefully as the.
It matters not. Tomorrow we invade the Mer people's territory. For without the Trident's power, that old fool Neptune and his weakling followers will fall before our might.
As he leaves, the having an idea,
Pretty
you
sure I
approach
wrote
your
down
somewhat
the,
reluctant steed
things
and
this time.
slap him. Look at him. You push on the without delay. It appears as if the guards are losing interest. Oh no, the seahorse has followed you all the way back to the secret. You remount. Your seahorse glides onward, flicking its little tail faster than ever. You grip the reins tightly, glancing nervously over your shoulder but it is to be.
Yeah, let's play through it.
Finally, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You quickly make a dash for the exit. As you emerge, you realize you have only seconds before the guards come out after you. And even if you... Suddenly, you hear a...
He of noble and goodwill, royal trident thou may wield.
You wonder what that did. Oh.
Huh. Went right past one, the other ate me. Yay! I wonder if I can use the trident on the
You
sharks.
had the means to protect yourself. Perhaps you did not consider...
Ugh.
You push on the shell. Without delay. It appears... Oh, no. Your seahorse glide, but...
I did it the first time. Can't be too hard to do it again, right? Grown.
Finally, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You quickly make a dash for the exit. As you emerge, you realize you have... Suddenly,
He of noble and goodwill, royal trident thou may wield.
you wonder what that did. Oh.
No.
You had the means to protect yourself. Perhaps.
Oh.
You had the means to protect yourself.
This is going to be sucky getting out of here. Harder than the arcade sequence, isn't it? Reminds me of Space Quest 1, where you have to continuously shoot at the guards and you have very little time.
You can't. This underwater realm belongs. There is nothing of interest lying on the seabed. The shark is not paying you much notice.
There we go. Or not. Can I get out here?
The trident guide. You approach the king. He smiles and graciously accepts his trident from.
To commemorate the return of my trident, and to honor.
The celebration lasts for some time. You eat, drink, and have a merry time with many of the mer people. After a few hours, the festivities wind down, and you finally have a chance to speak with Neptune alone.
The gems of nature represent the three stages of life. Water gives birth to life, and thus what I have given you is the first of three. Second is the growth gem, or air gem, for air sustains life and permits it to grow.
How might I find the growth gem?
I know only that its location is as far above the surface of the land as we are below it. Beyond that, I cannot aid you.
A smirk crosses
You might say that air.
You decide that the beverages consumed were to blame for that one.
And the third gem, Your Majesty?
Third is the completion of life and the natural order of things. The door of destiny understands this now, as did the ancients who. As for that gem's location, I had hoped you would have known Kolima was once ruled from that place. But sadly helped. But if you please, I would prefer not. You have done me a great good luck.
You depart the underwater kingdom and head back. What an incredible experience. You are certain you'll never forget the adventure you just had. Additionally, you have acquired one of the gems. As you research,
Hello,
My name is Grab.
Possum. That isn't my She is not at all well these days.
Why is...
My basket is missing. I've looked everywhere for it. It must be around here somewhere.
I will keep my eye out for it.
Thank you, Graham.
They made Red Riding Hood sound like a chipmunk.
repressing the urge to burst in. Repress.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I was wondering...
you mean there is a town to the northeast and a church not far south of that. Grandma and I live in a... You should not enter the swamp to the north. It is said to be in...
Thank you, Pop. Is there any way of...
I do not know, but I did see someone walking out of...
Who was that?
A monk.
You mentioned that your grandma...
I'm not sure. While she sleeps, sometimes I listen to her. At first, I thought she was speaking to me. I would go over to her, but she would not notice me. Then, I think she misses... And then...
You mentioned that your grandma...
Bat.
Bats?
Yes, in her sleep, she screams with fright. Then, she'll say something like, "Blue light is the bat."
Blue light?
I have asked her this, but she just said,
Thank you, Possum.
"Thank you."
You have nothing.
Can I find the basket?
You have run. You open the mailbox. Inside there is incredibly. You replace the. You attempt to open the door, but find it is locked.
Pretty sure I haven't come across the basket yet.
Through the clearing, you can make. Two small rocks lie. While you seem to be having a lot to do with stones in this adventure, a tree lies half submerged. The dark water looks a log lies on a tree. As it you won't you have this log has already this stump. You rap on the tree. You are traveling through Weirwood, trying to.
So in the original, we could put in the... Well, there we go.
You take the bat.
In the original, we could unlock the doors one by one, but now there's a special door. So let's see if I can walk over.
You have just discovered the grab. You would prefer not to place the gems of nature in. You hand.
Thank you, kind sir. Please,
It is more than enough. I notice that you have...
of course. Is it not customary for one to pick yellow flowers for another whose grave?
Certainly it is.
Thank you.
You'll need to walk around. You attempt to open the door.
I got an idea. This amulet I got from the pumpkin. I wonder if I can use it to get through the cave.
There's no reason to use. Dangling the opal in front of your own face, you soon find yourself mesmerized by its multitude of glitter. It is a human skull with a radiant blue stone. As you have no desire. It is a human skull with large eyes. The brooch has an enormous sapphire. The sin that has, as you have no desire to. It is a human skull with a radiant blue stone. As you have no desire, as you. This guy. That has. This skull already. The birth gem might fit into the skull's eye socket.
Okay, I'm going to put this aside. Go back to the town.
You have run in.
Here. This might help your sneezing.
Oh, thanks. Here, you can have this back now.
You retrieve the partially used cloth from the haystack.
Feel better?
Yeah, it's so good to be able to
You take the silk. The haystack, or rather whoever or what. There's nothing in the haystack. There's nothing.
What do I need a silver needle for?
The door of the antique shop is your gate. A large and incredibly hefty-looking mallet is propped up against some old shields. Ah, dragonfire! Oh, no. Twin axes grace the wall above the front door. You are inside a cute little. Apparently, this interesting-looking item is a Model DX cartridge retrieval unit. A strange, cylindrical, and slender It is a red. It is a tiny heart. Obviously, the Swiss haven't quite got the idea. You are inside a cute. You are in. There are some vases. There are some. You are inside. You. It's a weather vane. Some old shields. It is a crystal ball, fairly standard. An expensive-looking statue catches your eye. It is sculpted of white marble and appears to be the only item of any real value within the shop. You get a rather beaten and the little old lady is she appears at first to be in her 60s. Then you notice the
Good afternoon.
Hello. Do you sell anything that would...
Unfortunately, I do not sell climbing equipment or anything of that sort.
Oh.
However, it's said to never tried it myself, of course. Nature has made us as we are, and we...
How much for the land?
The old lady hesitates. You sense she wants more from you than your money.
Well, seeing as how you are a man who seems adept at taking care...
Somehow,
I once owned a beautiful nightingale. Quite rare around. That foul old witch, Hagatha, has stolen it from me.
her nose.
So, if you could be a sweetie and retrieve it for me...
Well...
Do be careful. If Hagatha should spot you out of her good eye, then you'll be in for it.
You have nothing. You have. It is a large sheet of slightly unhygienic, yet still pinning that won't pinning that pinning pin you could
Please do not touch...
Sorry.
as refreshing as this crystal clear.
So now I know I actually have to get into Hagatha's cave.
The librarian seems disinclined. It is a You quickly grab the quill while the librarian isn't looking. You replace the quill before the
Oh, I just had to wait till she turned away? Or maybe it wouldn't let me before.
Will you accept...
Yes, you are.
I eat well.
I
So,
borrow.
you mean I can take...
No.
Oh.
There's no
Yes.
Could you recommend...
There.
The librarian has placed the book on. This book is entitled Legends.
I hope I don't have to write all this down.
This book is entitled.
Yes.
Could you recommend...
There.
This book is entitled Power, Politics, and Pulp. You have nothing. You have not. This book is entitled. It is a. Crystal clear waters. You jab. You jab.
I thought I might be able to pick the door, pick the lock.
That has. That. That. Nothing. Nothing. It is a. The needle. Pinning that. Pin. 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 Pinning. Pinning. Pin. Pin. Pinning. Pin. 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 There's no. There's no. There's no. That has. It is a human skull with a. It's a. That has. That. That. You have no. Smashing this skull would be point. That. That. That has. That. That. That has. That has. You can't. Dangling the opal. There's no reason to. There's. You have. That. That. Those items can be used. That. You have no reason to. That. The bowl would provide more use. That. 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 The. Grinding flowers is best left. That no, nothing. No, 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 no. Pin, 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 no, 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 no. You, you have, you have no reason to remove the crystal. No, 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 no. You don't want to chop up your net. No need. No, 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 no. Nothing. Nothing. The string would fray too. You wipe your sword. The no, 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 nothing. No, no, touching the necklace reveals that the opal is perfectly smooth. You try to place it around your neck. No, no. There's no need to use these. There's no need to use these items together right now. You give it a. You give. You give. You you give it those items. You pinning that. Pinning. Pin. That has. This guy was decapitated. Brandishing your sword might make you appear. Even the bent and twisted. The rear of a cave dominates. Though you feel a sense of unease from the area directly to the. It would be fun to swing on the. Though you feel. Though you can't. You can't. Dangling the opal in front of your own face, you soon find yourself mesmerized by its multitude of glittering colors. You manage to snap yourself out of it. You jab mercilessly. You jab. What a gorgeous flower bed. A row of red flowering plants. You aren't a thief, Graham. You aren't a thief, Graham. A small area of land rises. There is not a great deal to do with it. There is an enormous rock mound nearby. Vines and creepers run down it and twist through the cracks and crevices. You try. You try. You try. You try. There's no way in the world that you could manage.
Okay, let's try something just completely different. Okay,
You saw
that didn't
black
help.
glow. You did not slow, turned not away. You've had your day. Unless you are mistaken, the symbol above the cave entrance bears a striking similarity to a bat. A shiver runs down your spine as you... You wouldn't want to... There's no reason... You can't see a thing past the cave entrance, judging from the smell waft. That's about as useful as putting... As you face the skull towards the image of the bat above the cave, you notice that its wing has faded slightly. However, you suspect that whatever danger the bat represents...
Weird.
You notice that one of the bat's wings has faded slightly under the blue light. However, you There's no reason... That has... There's... You saw black glow. That has... As you face the skull towards the image of the bat above the cave, you notice that it... That has... The diamond and sapphire earrings are very delicate. That has... The skull looks like it is designed to be pivoted on its stake. However, there appears to be... That has...
Is there anything more?
Now that you mention it, my Barbie is feeling a bit poorly. After all,
No, I did not know that.
fresh,
Of course.
not too sweet though. In fact, the more bitter the better.
I will see what I can.
You pour the bitter wine.
Thank you again.
The pumpkin reaches into her head and pulls out a candle.
That thing has been jammed in my head for as long as I can remember.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. Besides, it's really hard for me to sleep with that thing lit up inside my... A word of warning. Agatha has... I heard her mention your name while she was muttering to herself. She does that when she's inspected her valuables.
I appreciate the advice. Will Hagatha not be angered when she discovers...
What's she gonna do? Torn...
Good point.
Besides, I could just blame the dwarf. He's earned himself a bad reputation from the day he moved here. Pity no one can...
If I...
Appreciate all you've done, Graham, but I want to spend some quality time with my children.
You've already helped. You do not wish to... The candle...
Did I see a fire somewhere? Any sort of flame. Maybe in the library? Nope.
You have the library.
Do you have the nightingale?
Well,
Once you have the nightingale, bring it.
well,
Once you have the nightingale.
Angelina. Angelina. The diamond and sapphire. Angelina. The statue is unmovable. Repressing the urge to burst in. Repressing the urge. The people of Kalima lead busy lives. It is likely that this haystack was piled here by farmers from the town. A faded blue sheet has been tightly stretched across. There's no. You have. You look under the log. As it is, it would be, though you. That has no. This guy. That has. That has. That. That has. Smashing this. You have. That ha- that ha- you that has that has that has there's no reason to use that has that there's no As you attempt to place the birth gem into the skull, you discover that it does not fit properly. You take the As you attempt to place the birth gem into the skull, you The birth gem protrudes from the skull like a bulb. You gently tap the birth gem with the mallet, hoping not to break it. It budges only slightly. With the birth gem now firmly in place, you turn the leftmost skull so The power of the two skulls combined has caused the bat symbol to disappear. You sense what.
Don't forget to get the birthstone later.
As you enter, you are almost overwhelmed by the foul stench which molests your nostrils. It is obviously coming from whatever Hagatha is cooking in that large cauldron of hers. There are some things of interest on the other side of the cave, but you have no means of crossing over there safely at this time. The light from outside barely penetrates the interior of this cave, so it is a crystal ball, fairly large, heavy log. A glass dome, semi-spherical in shape, sits on the table. It reminds you of a shakeable snow. A gilded. The cage is a simple but
The fluid of blood with bone and flesh.
this is certainly a forbidding. You see a gilded cage.
Twill make my complexion young and fresh.
Being as quiet as a mouse, you slide your hand inside the cloak to discover a deep pocket. Amongst sticky and disgusting spell ingredients, you find a tiny.
Inducing time.
There is nothing
to
else.
reverse its sail. All I need is a sweet nightingale.
You silently. Upon attempting to lift the birdcage, you notice that it is attached to a thick chain and bound by a small. Uh-oh,
Well, you are the gentleman, saving me a lot of trouble by coming here.
You wandered into the witch's
That
lair,
was
and
death.
where you stood gave not a care. She soon saw you, a smile she gave, your flesh, your blood. As you enter, the light from outside barely. Being as quiet as a mouse. You need to get. You slide this. You sign. Without making a. You hear Agatha begin a chant of.
The fluid of blood
Uh-oh.
with bone and flesh. Well, you are the gentleman, saving me a lot of trouble by coming here.
You wandered into the witch's lair, and where you could. There is. As you enter, you are almost overwhelmed by the foul stench which molests your nostrils. The light from outside barely. To your horror, you realize that your attempted push the witch into the cauldron strategy.
Well, you are the gentleman, saving me a lot of trouble by coming
It worked in
here.
King's Quest 1.
Did you really think that tactic was going to? As you enter the light. Unfortunately, you. You need to get close. Being as. You hear Agatha begin a chant.
The fluid
You
of blood with bone and flesh.
You sign. Without.
Twill make my complexion young and fresh.
You cannot remove the birth gem while the blue light is streaming from it. You strike the skull with all your strength, and it shatters easily. You reacquire.
Hope I didn't need to do something in the cave that I haven't yet.
You remove the cloth. You offer the nightingale to Angeline. She snatches it from you and proceeds to fuss over the bird.
If you don't mind.
The shopkeeper looks up at you vaguely. She
Yeah? Oh, yes, take.
Don't you mean no end of use?
Of course. But
You hear Angelina mutter.
finally, I have the final ingredient for that marvel. I'm going to beat you to the punch. Serves you right for hoarding the sweet.
You feel a nauseous tinge in your. You take the. You rub the lamp and wait expectantly, but nothing happens. You're about. A note? As you remove it, the lamp disappears. You examine the statue up close. You flick the latch. A trap door opens. You
Did
close
not
the
see
trap
this
door behind
coming.
you. You see a. You read the. Several large items have been covered with cloth to protect. There is a soft pine. The down is dirty, and you've had quite enough of dust. You'd better not move. A tangled mass of jewelry and chain. You have. A beam of light filters through from a crack in the floor. You can't. The down is dirty. You'd better not. You see the latest antiquities that Angelina had planned to sell unwary customers. Unfortunately, you see a color. As you pick up the carpet, you notice a small label which reads, "Property of Al Din." There might be a faded letter or two in there. Above you, from the back room,
I did it! I did it! The youth potion is finally finished. All I need to do now is drink it.
Angelina, show yourself, you scurvy wench.
Agatha? My dear! What an unexpected surprise!
Don't you play the fool with me. I know you stole it.
Stole? Really, I do not know.
Silence. For your lies and deceit, there can be only one consequence.
No, please. I can explain.
I said silence. Oh, and one more thing. Your invitation to join us is revoked. What is this? Ah, the youth potion at last. Oh no. Drat! Now what was that spell for removing floorboards? Curses. I shall have to go back and look it up.
you fish around in the pile of down.
That might be useful for something later.
This is a secret room located directly beneath the antique shop. Obviously, the proprietor uses this room as several barrels. You'd better not move any.
Okay, almost done for the night. I'm just gonna see if I can get out of here
you
safely.
Open the trapdoor ever so. You flick the latch.
Can I go back here?
The door. You have no.
Okay, let's get out of here safely. Yeah, one try.
This would not be the best.
Dost thou truly wish?
Thank you everybody for watching. I will try to finish up this tomorrow.